Okay, so thanks everybody for being here. I'm Marta with Inner Artistry, and my friend Danielle is going to receive a demo session here today. And so I'll just talk for a few minutes about what to expect. We're going to use energy tools and maybe some inner parts work to address what's coming up for you. And the way I do that is based on a couple of methods. Emotion code is one of them, where we use muscle testing to identify trapped imbalances and then release things through simple swiping methods or simple prayers. And muscle testing is this idea that your body and your higher self and your subconscious holds all the answers, and we can tune into that by asking yes or no questions. And then when something's true for you, your body gets a little stronger, and when something's not true or negative, your body gets a little weaker. So when we're connected in the quantum realm, then I can ask those questions directly to your higher self, and that I can get the information through my body. So I do it through muscle testing this way. I get a yes with my fingers this way, and no, it just slides right off. Or I use a pendulum for more accuracy. This is my yes, and show me my no. This is my no. And the pendulum is more accurate for me, but it takes a little longer. So I kind of go back and forth between the two of those. So Danielle, why don't you tell us a little bit about what's on your mind and heart, and we'll dive right in.
Hi, as Marta said, I'm Danielle. Should I give a little backstory about myself or just kind of what's
We
happening
can
right
just,
now?
yeah, like what feels important to you right now, what you want to address right now. Whatever you want to say is fine, though. Yeah,
Okay.
anything you want to share.
So right now, one of the biggest things that I've emailed with Marta about quite a bit is I found out that my husband and I are expecting in August. I'm 30 weeks pregnant as of today. And so I've just been emailing with her, talking about how a lot of things are changing for me right now. And I have a lot of fear around not knowing what's coming up in the future, and how my life will change. And um, so I think right now that's my biggest fear, is just kind of fear of the unknown of what's to come.
Yeah, right on. Okay, so the way we'll start is to do a little prayer, and then we'll start in with the discernment of what needs to be addressed. And the prayer is non-religious. You substitute the words you want to use for what works for you, but I usually talk about our higher selves and sometimes use the word like source. So everybody watching can pick your own concept and words. Okay, so however you want to be present, and just maybe taking a moment, all of us just tuning into our bodies and noticing how you feel in this present moment. Maybe just becoming aware of your thoughts, maybe things on your agenda for the day, and noticing your body and how your body is talking to you. Does it have any aches or pains, discomforts, concerns? Just settling into awareness. Awareness is so key in all that we do in energy work. And so you bringing awareness to yourself is the foundation of shifting your own energy. And if it feels possible for you, letting yourself expand a little bigger than whatever you're noticing. So your energy can drop down and open, expand wider, expand taller, because your essence is bigger than any concern, bigger than any feeling. And as you drop down and open, perhaps opening to connect with Gaia Earth, her holding, her gravity, her attention and care. Letting yourself feel rooted in this way. And letting yourself expand upward into sensing whatever it is that you turn to in the unseen realm. At this moment, I'm asking to expand into my higher self and connecting with Danielle's higher self and our oversouls. And asking for help from the angels and those beings that are 100% love, light, truth, and wholeness for the highest and best of Danielle, her growth and her path and her baby. And now I am pendulum testing on behalf of Danielle Lombardi. Yes, I am. Get a nice strong yes there. And Danielle, is that okay with you?
Yes.
Okay, so with Danielle, and so everybody can, stay quietly inside, or you can tune back into the screen, whatever feels right to you. Everything is always by choice and options as we go along. And as I said to you, Danielle, that's true for you too. Okay, so do we have permission to work with Danielle today? Yes. Is it in her highest good to receive energy healing from you today? Yes. Hooray. Okay, and addressing this fear of the unknown, is that an appropriate intention for today? Yes. Okay. And is there more we need to discern about that? Yes. So fear of the unknown. So Danielle and I had talked earlier, there's fear of the birth, fear of like this stiller, more still season, fear of missing out and feeling uncomfortable in your own skin. Okay, so fear of birth, fear of the still season, fear of missing out. Is there something else that we need to know about the fear? A little bit. There's something else yet to know. Yes, there's still something more. Is it just how we're going to address it? Is that what we need to know? So like knowing which direction we're going to go, is that the next step? Okay. Is there any more content or story that we need from Danielle at this moment? No, the pendulum just like stopped. It was like, that was enough. Okay. So for Danielle's highest and best regarding these fears, oh, should we get a scale of the fear right now? Yes. Okay. So we want fear of the unknown to be at a 0. Like, yeah, we want at its healthiest, it's going to be at a 0. And so 0 out of 10 for Danielle. This is on the energy level. So you don't have to like, you maybe sense what your number is, but on the energy level right now for Danielle, is it above a 10? Yes. So no, is it at a 10? Okay. So on a scale of 0 to 10, you're at a 10 right now.
That feels right.
Okay. And we're aiming for 0. So we'll see how much we can do in 30 minutes.
Okay.
And that makes sense. You're facing really big things. Okay. So for Danielle's highest and best, shall we start in the healing remember charts? Shall we start in the body code charts? Should we start in the emotion code? Okay. We're starting in healing remember. That's what with all the prayers. Or is there anything that's more important that we need to address on this list right now? No. How about anything in either of these books right now? No. Okay. Okay, so for Danielle's highest and best, should we do Heart Awakening is the best place to start for Danielle in Heart Awakening? Is it in offensive energies? Offensive energies? Okay. Is that the best place to start? Is there something else that would be better? No. Okay. Offensive energies can be things just like self-criticism, self-blame, a negative wish, negative manifestation. It can also be from other people. We can sometimes get into things like curses and all sorts of stuff. So we'll see what's most important here for you, Danielle. Is the place to start for Danielle in self-inflicted? No, we're starting with top priority for Danielle is in from others. Yes. Okay. And I forgot to say my prayer of clearing for myself. I command to be cleared of all bias, assumptions, mental beliefs, and judgments. So I'm in full service of Danielle. All right. Shall we do, is it to Danielle's highest and best if we do the easy button? No. Okay. Top priority for Danielle, 1 through 71. Is it 1 through 10? 20 through 30, 30 through 40. Is it 30 through 35, 35 through 40? Is this human entity impersonation energy? Is the top priority for Danielle, are we addressing impersonation energy? Yes. Or are we addressing a jinx? No. Okay, impersonation energy. Well, 2 things come to mind. One is I know you're a singer, so, well, this is from others. So this would be where somebody has imitated you in some way. Is that accurate? Does this have anything to do with her baby? No. Okay, so somebody has like taken on your energy in some way or imitated you in some way. I actually haven't dealt with this from an outside source before, so this is new. So we'll explore together what this means.
Okay.
And if something comes to you, if you're like, yeah, I know who that is, like, you can bring that in. Or if a person comes to mind, just bring it up.
Okay.
Is anything coming to mind right now?
No.
Okay.
No, yeah, I can't think of anything, but I'm interested to know more.
Okay, me too. Is it helpful to know the when aspect of this impersonation energy? Yes. Is it present day for Danielle? Yes. And would another way to say that be like somebody has absorbed her energy signature? So it's like, it's also a kind of a boundary issue in a way? Yes. Okay. Let me just write this down. So that, if that's what it ends up being, that makes sense because all of us have porous boundaries to one degree or another. And I know as a sensitive person, I've had to clear other people's energy signatures out of me. So if somebody has taken on some of your energy signature, that could be part of what we're addressing here.
Mhm.
So this is present day for Danielle. Is it also her whole lived life? Yes. Does it have anything to do with her mother? Yes. Does it have anything to do with your mother, Danielle? I get a yes.
Yes.
Okay. Does that make sense to you?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, do you want to say, it's up to you if you want to say anything about that, and you also don't have to, it's really what feels right.
It's just been a really interesting time with my mom. I feel like I'm discovering a lot about her now that like I'm going through this pregnancy. I realized maybe ways of shortcomings of my mom with me as a child. Um, and so
Yeah.
I've really been looking at my relationship with her lately. And it's been kind of a source of sadness for me. So it's interesting that you pick up on it because I had very much kind of stuffed that down. Um,
Mm. Mm.
yeah, yeah. Interesting that she would come up,
Mhm.
but
Yeah,
that makes sense.
yeah, it does make sense. And just this phase in life, that does make sense. And also wondering if there is some amount of her wanting to live vicariously through you during this time. Yeah. Do you feel like
Yeah.
that's possible?
Yeah. I think we've also asked my mom, she lives about 7 hours away and not to be in the room when I have the baby. Just for my own
Yeah.
I think sometimes her energy can be pretty aggressive, and I really want a calmness. And
Yeah.
so we've hired a doula to help us. And I think my mom is a little upset about that, but hasn't directly said that to me.
Mhm.
Um, so that's been an interesting dynamic to navigate because my mom is not always really forthcoming with her feelings, but will
Mm.
hold things against me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And because I know her so well, when you can kind of tell when someone's not telling you something,
Yeah.
it's that.
Yeah. Right, because there's a healthy aspect of holding that back of like a healthy way would be to say like this is on my side, it's not Danielle's responsibility. She gets to make her own choices and for her to take care of it herself. But if it ends up coming, the upset is coming to you in the sneaky ways, then that's not so awesome.
No. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it
Okay.
feels like it's interesting you brought up the point about boundaries, because that's also something that I've been actively looking at because I feel like weddings and babies make people feel like they can press upon someone else, maybe how they
Yeah.
would have handled something at a wedding or something with a baby. And so I've really had to look at that and think about like what am I okay with? What am I okay with allowing? What do I how do I navigate and protect myself in this time?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, really good discernment, really good questions to ask, really good awareness. Good for you. And let's bring more help to you.
Mhm.
Okay, so with this, with what we're calling impersonation energy, is that still the best term to call it for now? Yeah, okay. And the when aspect is your whole lived life, and it goes back to your birth and when you were in the womb, yes. And does it also go back to past lives? Yes. And is it parallel lives? Yes. Is it any other, yeah, dimensions? Yeah, you've got all the things. So it's like it's coming from many angles.
Oh, goodness.
And the cool thing is we can clear a whole bunch of this. Okay. Do we need, for Danielle's highest and best, do we need to know any body parts or systems that are affected? No, we don't need to know that. And are there fail safes? So fail safe is just the word to talk about like the way we keep it on the lockdown in our subconscious. So like you already have a lot of awareness, but we just can't be aware of everything all the time. And so it's like, our subconscious keeps some things locked down forever. Some things it's like in the proper timing and whatever. So we're asking specifically for like all of it to come out so we can clear all of it.
Okay.
Okay, so fail safes for Danielle regarding this impersonation energy. Is any amount of it buried? Yes. Never to be seen, unknown, unrecognized, and other. Okay. So just a short prayer here, asking your higher self to illuminate and dissolve all of these fail safes in the proper timing, in the proper order that's safe and effective for you regarding buried, never to be seen, unknown, and any other fail safes. So we can get to the deepest roots possible for this impersonation energy. Oh, I even feel like a nice something moved with that. That's nice.
Yeah.
So knowing we're going to do like 10 more minutes with you, and I say that out loud because like if we don't have a time limit that's explicit, we can go forever. We could clear all day and all day long. So I have to like say it out loud several times. So it's nothing about you. It's more like reminding our higher selves, like we've got a time limit here. So, okay. So for Danielle's highest and best, the most important contributing factor to this is it physical, mental, and emotional. Is that mental and emotional the most important? Yeah. Okay, and can we do the easy button? Yes. Okay, this is like a quantum button that's amazing that hones us right in. I command that this quantum discernment is to Danielle's highest and best and lasered in with efficiency. There we go. Fear coming up. So there we go.
There it is.
All right. All right. So what do we need to know? Do we need to know something about this fear right now? Is it the fear that Danielle has already talked about, the fear of the unknown? Yes. Is there other fear from her past as well? Is there anything that we need to know about consciously? No. Is there any amount of this fear is absorbed? Yes. Is it absorbed from your mom? Yes. Is it shared? Any amount of it shared with your mom? Yes. Any amount of it inherited from your mom? Yes. Okay. Did your mom inherit this? Yes. Does it go back more than 3 generations, more than 5, more than 7, 5, 6 generations of inherited? So it's absorbed, shared, and inherited from your mom. And your mom inherited it from 5 more ancestors. Is this inherited fear all maternal? Yeah. So it's like all your grandmothers, straight up the grandmother side. And does this fear generally have to do with birthing? I mean, pregnancy, motherhood, birthing. A lot of it has to do with that. Yeah. Is any of the fear not that topic? No, this is all about motherhood and the aspects of that.
Wow.
Yeah. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there more that we need to discern about this fear now? No? Okay. Is any of the fear, do we need to know, is any of it shared with anybody else, absorbed from anybody else? Is it from the collective? Yes, collective mother, just collective. Do we need to know more about the collective fear that Danielle has absorbed? Yes, we do. Is it like the motherhood collective? Yes. Okay. Is there more we need to know than that? No. Okay. Okay. So do we have permission to clear this fear for Danielle? Yes. And do we need to know anything else? Okay. All right, so here we go with the prayer. Oh, can we apply this to anybody else at the same time who's watching this? Yes. Okay. And anything else that needs to be said about that? No. So for everybody watching, this is for everybody. Okay. And however you want to receive this, we are connecting with your higher self, the higher selves of everybody present, anybody who's watching later, and commanding that all fear related to motherhood, pregnancy, birthing, parenting. And this can also be for men who they were birthed, they were with a mother, they were attached to a mother who felt that. And it can also be men who are dads. And so all of those realms of fear of this, anything related to parenting, And specifically for Danielle, we're talking about the fear that she's absorbed, shared, and inherited from her mom and 5 more grandmothers and from the collective. And all of this fear now is, we are commanding that it is blessed, healed, dissolved, released, uncreated through all of time and space. Anybody or anything related to this fear is blessed and healed to their highest and best. And this is in all realities where Danielle exists and where everybody watching exists. Is this for me? Yeah, for me too, in all realities where I exist. I felt a nice, my sacrum kind of released a little bit, and then just some breath moved. How about you, Danielle? What's happening on your side?
I'm really noticing like an open feeling up here.
Nice.
And when you had done the opening prayer, I noticed that I was able to really expand upwards, it felt like. And I'm just
Nice.
feeling that openness, which is really nice.
Awesome. Yeah. Mhm. Okay, and let's see, for Danielle, is there more that contributing factors we need to address regarding the impersonation energy? No, do we have permission to clear the impersonation energy? That's amazing. Awesome. Okay. So we know this impersonation energy for Danielle is regarding her mother. That I command to be cleared of all bias, assumptions, mental beliefs, and judgments. Is it regarding her mother? Yeah. Is there anybody else that we need to name in the mix right now? Yes. Her dad? Yes. Anybody else? Her husband? No? Okay. Anybody else that's coming to mind for you?
I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, so your mommy, does that feel right to you that it's your mom and your dad?
Yeah.
When I feel into your, like when I said your dad, I don't know anything about your dad, but I just had this sense of like, he's so excited for you. And
Yeah.
I don't,
Yeah.
is that right?
Yeah. That's
Okay.
to a T, yeah.
Okay.
He shows like very little
Cool.
emotion, but then when he does have an emotion, it's like very big.
Yeah, and like a lot of it may be kept on the inside, but that's why, if things are kept inside, they get distorted. And so if he's really excited and doesn't know how to show it, it's maybe coming through this way of connecting in this less healthy energy.
That's him to a T, yeah. He grew up in a family that was very much like we don't talk about feelings. You just kind of
Hmm.
keep it inside. You deal with your own and keep it to yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, does anybody else in this group or watching later on the replay have this impersonation energy as well? Yes. Okay, so we can just include is it permissible for us to include everybody in this clearing? Yes, we can. That's so amazing to me when I get a yes on that. Okay. So this is a bit of a longer prayer. So we connect to Danielle's higher self and the higher self of anybody else with this impersonation energy issue. And we command to nullify, void, and delete all contracts, promises, agreements, oaths, vows, swearings, obligations, pacts, and programs that Danielle has created knowingly or unknowingly, or anybody else has made knowingly or unknowingly, or that were made on anybody's behalf that no longer serves their highest and best in every moment. Danielle now unplugs and pulls all of her energy back from her mom and her dad. And this is not actually leaving them. It's just separating your energy from them. So you have sovereignty and boundaries in your energy. So, and everybody just who might be feeling this, you can do this on your own, unplugging and pulling all of your energy back from anybody who is not healthy connection, healthy energy connection. And we now command to disentangle, disengage, positively polarize, heal, bless, uncreate all of this impersonation energy. Oh, through all of time and space for Danielle, for anybody who has this. And anybody or anything related to this impersonation energy is healed and blessed to their highest and best. This is in all realities where Danielle exists, where we all exist, past, present, future, parallel, dimensional. And we are showering unconditional love and forgiveness on everybody involved. and Danielle and everybody can reset to their galactic center 0 point. This is your like inception point where you separated from source, where you were born from source. As your complete divine blueprint, we are connecting to our divine blueprints, remembering our divine nature, our source, and claiming creatorship and stepping into your highest ascended version of self. Thank you, and so it is. Okay. How are you feeling?
Very calm.
Mm.
Yeah. Feels nice.
Mm. I had such a sense when we tuned into impersonation energy. It's like somebody who is very masked up somehow and their energy can't come out and they're like trying so hard to find a way to connect with somebody. And it's just like, like if they're all locked up in a lot of ways, like they're finding the only route that they know or the easiest route that they know to connect. And so like it just felt so tender to feel that side of it. And so a lot of compassion. I mean, you don't have to feel tender towards your parents about it, like you're on the receiving end of it. But from a observing standpoint, like they're trying to find the way to connect with you and like it's hard for them. And so from where I'm sitting, I can have a lot of compassion for that place.
Yeah. I think that's also important for me to hear too. Because I think sometimes I view their actions as being selfish because I don't see that tenderness. I don't see them
Mhm.
necessarily trying. And so I will sometimes put up a wall that's like, well, you know, I live 7 hours away from them. My sisters both live, within 5 miles of them. So
Mm.
sometimes I feel a little resentful that my sisters have such a great relationship with them, but I think it's because my sisters are physically present with them. And I don't know if
Mhm.
my parents always know how to keep that closeness, but while we're 7 hours apart.
Yeah.
And I will sometimes feel resentful, like, why do they treat me differently? Like, it feels like our relationship is very different. So I think it was good for me to hear that, like, they're trying, they just don't know how, because that will help me maybe meet them in a different spot
Yeah.
and in a
Yeah.
different.
And it doesn't mean you have to be okay with them sending out their feelers of impersonation or, like grasping at you. It doesn't mean you have to accept that. But just, yeah, like however it helps you have more compassion or more separation or more boundary, whatever it is, that's all in a good direction.
Yeah.
Okay, so for the highest good of this session today, shall we continue doing a little bit more for Danielle directly? Now, should we go into group energy work? Okay. How do you feel about that, Danielle?
That was great. Thank you, Marta. That was so helpful.
Oh my gosh, thank you for being a volunteer and trying this and my first time doing a demo in this way. So it's awesome. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to unpin you. Okay. And yeah, so we can just move right into group stuff, or if anybody wants to share anything that they're feeling or noticing, we can do that. Maybe we just take a moment to tune in together. If you want, there's no pressure. There's never pressure.
I have something to share if that's okay.
Yeah, go for it, Justin.
Is there anything you could do or look at emotionally when it comes to the body and edema, like specifically like fluid buildup in like the legs, feet, and ankles,
Okay.
and how
Is
that
addressing,
could get released?
yeah, so is it appropriate to address body and edema for the group? Yes. Look at that. Whoa.
Hmm.
Pendulum is like, yes, please. So, okay, I'm very curious to see how this relates to everybody and let's go in and explore. Yeah, anything else you wanted to say, Justin, before we dive in?
Um, I'm just very thankful to be here, and yeah, just looking to see what could kind of help open things up and yeah, like get some massive healing going in here for everybody.
Yeah, right.
Get
Okay,
blood flow.
so is this healing questions guide a good place to start for the group? Yes, okay. So I have this book that I love, the Healing Questions Guide, and edema is in here. And so there's 5 questions that I will read. And then if you want, I can take a picture and like, I don't know, email it to you all later. You can see if you want me to email it, or we'll figure it out as a group what's needed. Okay, so what or who am I holding on to? What will it take for me to let them or it go? That's question 1. What will it take to get the courage to ask for assistance with the present burden I am carrying? That's number 2. What will it take for me to allow myself to be vulnerable enough to risk loving again? I get a charge on that one. I don't know if anybody else is feeling that. What will it take for me to be fully healed from the loss I feel regarding the past? That's 4. And what would my life look like if I no longer needed the acceptance and approval of others? So I had a little charge on a couple of those. Is the charge that I'm feeling accurate and helpful for the group? Oh, actually, let me just make sure. Now I'm pendulum testing and tuning into the whole group. Is that accurate? Yes. And I forgot to say, if something doesn't apply to you, or you're like, oh, hell no, I don't want to be a part of that, you just intend to be separate from the group and just take your intention back. So everything all the way through is by consent and choice. And yeah, and you can always speak up with a question or whatever. Okay, so now when I say that I'm tuning into the group, that's for anybody who intends to be a part of the group. So I'm tuning into the whole group, yes. And is it appropriate for the whole group for us to address edema and swelling and water retention in the legs? Yes, okay. And are these questions helpful for the group? Yes. And is there one of them that we want to focus on right now? No. Was it just reading that out loud was what needed? Okay. Is there something else needed with these questions at this moment? Yes. Well, I felt something around 3 and 5. Are those the ones that are appropriate for the group? No, that's for me. That's for me. Okay, is number 3 appropriate for the group? Yes. Okay, should we tune into number 3? Okay. What will it take for me to allow myself to be vulnerable enough to risk loving again? So is that something that we can address using the tools we have? Yes. Is that the area we should address? Okay. So, or should we write that down? Healing questions. Number 3. And I see that about vulnerability and love. Is that an accurate summation of what we're addressing? Vulnerability and love? No, that's not the summation. Is that what we're addressing? Is that the thing we need to address for the group regarding edema, vulnerability and love? Is it vulnerability? We need to address vulnerability. Yes. Do we need to address love for the group? No. Okay. Pendulum just like stopped. So we're just addressing vulnerability. Okay. And should we address that through healing remembered? Yes. Is best place to start healing remembered? Is the best to start in body code, emotion code? No. Okay. So healing remembered, and in that, should we start with physical? Should we start with, knowing we have about 30 minutes for the group, should we do physical as the top heading? Mental and emotional as the top heading? Spiritual as the top heading? Spiritual as the top heading? Okay, spiritual as the top heading. That's very interesting. I'm curious to see where this leads us. For the best, highest, best of the group, 1 through 63, should we do 1 through 10, 10 through 20, 50 through 60? Should we do 50 through 55, 55 through 60? Okay, is this spirit, the one to address for the whole group? Is this spiritual suicide, spiritual transformation? Yes. Is it spiritual willpower? Is it a timeline jump? I don't know how to do that for a group. Can we do that for the group? Maybe. Timeline split or a universal timeline? Okay. Oh, okay. Is universal timeline the top priority? Yes. Okay. So universal timeline is just your highest and best timeline, and how aligned with it are you for the group? I mean, how aligned are you with your universal timeline, highest timeline? Okay, so for the group, this is not for anybody specific, the people here and anybody else watching, as a group, we want to be at 10 out of 10 alignment. And are we above 0? Are we above 5? No, are we at 4? 4? Are we at 4 out of 10 as a little collective? Yeah, so we're at 4 out of 10 and in alignment with our highest timeline. Okay, so the underlying causes to address is it physical, spiritual, offensive energies. Is offensive energies the top priority? Yeah. And should we do this is self-inflicted? Can we do the easy button? Yes, we can do the easy button. I command that this quantum healing is for the highest and best for everybody here in the group. Okay, is it true what we are addressing is a stain type energy? Okay, so a stain type energy can be so many things, and so it's going to be unique to you. This is self-imposed. This is self-inflicted stain. Is that true? Yeah, so it's somehow that you have an energetic yuck in your energy field from your own self. Do we need to know more about that stain for the group? No. So just some examples, like you can see what comes up for you. If you're in, like, if your brain is spinning and you're thinking about things, whatever's coming to mind is usually correct for people. But some things could be things like self-criticism, self-blame, judgment. It could also be just like pessimism. What else is coming to mind? Like walking around with a rain cloud over your head. Is it kind of like a walking around with a rain cloud over our heads for the whole group? Yeah. So however you have a personal rain cloud over your head. Does that make sense in some way? That's like translate. Okay. All right. So like wherever you get pessimistic, doom and gloom, can't see the glass is half full, that kind of thing. Is that what we're addressing for the group? Yes. Yes. Okay. I think our world is full of that right now. Okay. Do we need to know anything more about this stain that we're addressing for the group? No. Can we clear it for the whole group? Yay. Okay. All right. Do I have permission to clear for everybody in the group? Yeah. Okay. So here we go. This is a prayer. However you want to tune in, and remembering on the quantum level that you are the supreme power and authority of your own soul, body, mind, emotions, and thoughts. We command to release all karmic loads that were artificially placed on you in any timeline or reality and unplug from energy, vampirism, and enslavement. We command to nullify, void, and delete all contracts, promises, agreements, oaths, vows, swearings, obligations, pacts, and programs no longer serving their highest and best in every moment. We command to illuminate all the fail-safes in existence regarding this stain, this rain cloud, this doom and gloom. And now we command to disentangle, disengage, and positively polarize, dissolve, uncreate, bless, and heal all of these energies that contribute to this stain for everybody here in this group. Releasing, 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 dissolving these fractals, returning these fractals of energy back to source. In a way, it's like remembering you actually have choice. You are choosing on some level to step out from under that rain cloud or dissolve that rain cloud or dissolve that stain. And yeah. Okay, there's more to this part though. And showering unconditional love and forgiveness on everybody involved. Blessing and healing anybody related to these stains and these rain clouds. Resetting to your galactic center 0 point and remembering your true agency, your true empowerment, and your divine blueprint. Okay, for everybody's highest and best, have we dissolved the stains? Yes. Have we dissolved it completely down to 0 for everybody watching? No. Is there something more we need to do that? Can we just intend that it'll keep going? Okay, asking your higher selves to keep this healing going, the angels to heal it all the way down to 0 until the rain clouds, the stain, this particular energies that we're working with are completely dissolved. So I'm hearing the words like, but what about? It's like a part of you is saying like, I can't let that go because what about, and then fill in the blank. Is there something that we can do to address that? Yes. Is that enough information to find the next thing? Yes. Okay, so the next thing, is it mental and emotional? Is that for the whole group? Okay. And that voice of, but what about, is that applicable to more or less the whole group? Yes. I think we all have that. Okay, can we do the easy button? Okay, commanding that this quantum healing, quantum discernment is to the highest and best for everybody here. We are addressing insanity. Ooh, I feel that one. Whoa. Doesn't mean that you're insane, but we all, I mean, we live in an insane world. So there is that. And then we absorb it to some degree. And then what else do we need to know about this insanity? I'm seeing and feeling, let's see if this is right, is like parts of us that feel trapped inside and feel insane because like they can't get out, they can't get away. Is that accurate? Sort of. So is it addressing the parts of us that feel insane in some way, like parts we won't let out into addressing? Yeah, so like submerged, subconscious parts. Is that what we're addressing now? Yes. Okay. Yeah, so maybe just tune into yourself for a moment and see what parts of you that you don't let out into either into your awareness or into relationship with other people because they're not refined enough or not good enough or they're not acceptable. Yes, there are parts of us that are not acceptable. Yes. Okay, so tuning into you and finding, listening, asking to be shown who are the parts of me that I consider unacceptable at this moment. And is that what we're getting at with this insanity? Yes. And do those parts feel insane? Or something about that feels insane? No, those parts feel insane. I mean, I don't know. Do you ever have that where it's like you're trying so desperately to be heard by somebody and they just cannot hear what you're saying? And like you're trying all the ways to communicate and they've got the doors closed, their eyes shut, the stoppers, like everything is like nobody home. And yeah, and that can lead a person or a part of you to feel insane. So what we're looking at is what is it inside of you that is trying hard to get your attention, even if it's like not acceptable, it's not refined. So like in the world of inner parts, that might be a part that just for example, wants to swear a lot or sleep a lot or eat a lot or like be out of control. And like we may consider it out of control. So we consider that unacceptable. And really that part is just begging for your attention. Is that an accurate example of something we might be addressing? Yes. Are there other flavors that we need to know about? Yeah. Does anybody want to chime in with if you have a thought or what you're noticing in any way about this? And there's no obligation to do so. It's only if it feels good to share something. Does this also have to do with our exile? Erin, you want to say something?
Well, I was just gonna say, like a few minutes ago, I don't know, when you were talking and our eyes were closed, I feel like I was back in like a certain part of my childhood, and like a very specific location too. Like I went and it's a place that I think about sometimes, but like I felt so present in that spot and um and I know that there's like a lot of like shame and like I don't know, but I saw myself as a child and like I feel like it's not very like I can be neutral about my child self or I can be negative, but I felt like so much love towards my child self and like I kind of like it made me cry a little bit. Um and like yeah, I don't know why I really went there, but I also would add that like I have had terrible edema in my legs for years. So like it's funny, and I've been trying so many different things to get rid of it, and I can't. So yeah, let's just say that.
Wow, interesting synchronicity. I mean, that's just amazing when that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so that was that's like a good point about childhood. And so is some of this insanity like our childlike parts or exile parts that, just want that love and compassion, but we don't necessarily let them out. We don't recognize them or we feel negative towards them. Yeah. So we've got these parts that feel unacceptable because they're like out of control. And then there are parts that might be vulnerable. We're talking about vulnerability. That was the heading that we're talking about. So what in you feels vulnerable that you don't let to the surface? Yes. Is the insanity energy related to that? Yes. Okay. Yes. Okay. We got it. Do we have the information we need? Yes. Is there more we need to discern? Okay, great. All right. So are we ready for a prayer? I'm nodding my head. Like, yes, we are. Okay. Connecting to yourself, asking for connection to your higher self, your oversoul, and those beings that are 100% love, light, truth, and wholeness. Help with this insanity energy. And we now command to transmute, heal, bless, uncreate, dissolve, dismantle all energies of insanity that any parts of us are carrying, which doesn't take away from their need to connect with you or their need to feel seen and loved. But we're just relieving the burden and the pressure and the just the buildup that leads to feeling insane for these parts. And asking, yeah, all of these parts that feel ready to release any amount of insanity energy to do so with the help of all the helpers, your higher self, conscious self choosing, and anybody or anything related to this insanity energy is blessed and healed to their highest and best through all of time and space. And this is in all realities where you exist, past, present, future, parallel, dimensional, in between lives, astral planes, and anywhere else, known and unknown. Yeah, and I'm just seeing the insanity being like the Russian dolls, like there's layers of it, it's like the insanity inside of you, the insanity of relating to people in your outwardly to people in your lives, and then it's like an insanity in your city, the insanity in the country, in the world. So it's like got a lot of layers, and then multi-dimensional insanity. So it's like just letting yourself be open to all the possibilities of the ways this may live inside of you, inviting it to come into awareness, and as you are aware of it, inviting it to dissolve in its own highest and best way. Connecting with your divine blueprint, your galactic self, your essential self that has lived many, many, many lifetimes and knows how to do this. So it's not that you have to like consciously do it. You're asking this multi-dimensional aspect of you to do this releasing. And any parts of you that feel frozen or stuck with this insanity or stuck in non-beneficial timelines, inviting them into this present moment, into connection with you and your higher self, your multi-dimensional self, realizing helping them know that there's help on many levels for them. Collapsing old timelines, dissolving old timelines. Okay. Okay. So with this insanity energy, is that completely resolved for everybody in the group? No. Is it on its way to being resolved? Is there more that we need to do right now to address it? No. Can we just send an extra prayer of an intention that your higher self, your multi-dimensional self, will continue to work on it until it's all the way down to zero, whatever is appropriate for you to address today. Yeah. Oh. Okay, is there another thing that we can address regarding the universal highest timelines? Yes, and vulnerability. Yes. Yes, for the whole group. Okay. Let's do one more. That's physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Is the next thing for the whole group, would that be addressing heart awakening? Yes. And can we do the easy button here for the group? Yeah. Commanding that this quantum healing for the group is to the highest and best, laser focused and most efficient. Sentimental hook. So this is an energy hook that keeps people bound together even after a physical separation has occurred. A person may have energetically hooked another person and vice versa. Either way, it's considered an offensive energy that's important to clear. Codependent tendencies, as well as sadness or nostalgia over, this must be for me because I can't even say it, over a relationship not working out the way the person had hoped, creates the energy of this hook. Okay. It's important to energetically fold in old timelines that no longer serve the person, as leaving them open keeps them energetically stuck in old relationships. Okay. All right. So, ooh, holy moly. So with this sentimental hook, is that appropriate for this whole group? Yes. And is there more that we need to know about it? No. Does that mean everybody knows what they need to know about it? Yes. Do I know what I need to know about it? What do I need to know? Yeah, so this, yeah, do you all feel like you have a sense of who this could be regarding? Yeah, you know, obviously it could be intimate relationships. It could be, oh, with my child. Yes. Okay. Children, parents, childhood stuff. Not childhood stuff. Okay, so it's more of your grown-up self closing this up. Is that true? Yeah. Okay. Is it true? Is it accurate that we don't need to know more? Is it accurate? Yes. Accurate that we don't need to know. Okay, so we'll just go into the prayer. Justin, I see you've unmuted. Did you want to say something?
I was going to say, yeah, this really applies to me, so thank you.
Okay, good. So glad. Okay, so here we go. We are connecting to our higher selves and just tuning into your heart for a moment and seeing if you can expand, soften your heart, and connecting to the source of unconditional love that is really beyond anything we can fathom or understand. Like our brain just can't get it. So let your heart soften and open here. And your own unconditional love is what part of what's helping you, healing you, bringing you into a higher vibration. Yeah, like I'm feeling good stuff from this. So good job, everybody. There you go. And we now command to dissolve by the power of your higher selves, by the power of this unconditional love, by with the help of the helpers, we command to dissolve, release, bless, heal, uncreate the sentimental hooks for each person in their own unique way, through all of time and space, in all realities where we exist, and anyone or anything related to these sentimental hooks is blessed and healed to their highest and best. All fractals of this energy, anything that's spiraled out, fractaled out, used as a tool or a coping style, that's all dissolving right now. Anything that's like hopes or wishes or like if only that person would something, something. All of that has permission to dissolve now. Coming back to your own heart, your own source of unconditional love, your connection to your higher self, because this is what you need. This is where you get the healing. This is where you find, like, if you're trying to hook somebody, you're trying to get something. You're trying to get somebody to meet your needs, but your heart is going to be your truest, deepest source of your own healing. And something, I feel like a lid on the top of our heads with this in some way. Yes. Can we dissolve that now? Do we need to know more about it? We do. So like a lid of believing it's possible. Yeah. Trusting it's possible. Yeah. Okay. Do we have permission to dissolve that? Do we need to know anything else? Okay. So staying tuned in and asking your higher self, angels, to dissolve any lids on the top of your head that keep you from believing, keep you from trusting. Not, this isn't like a should or like you're blamed if you do it wrong or whatever. It's more like, oh, how much can we free ourselves into this possibility? So dissolving any lids, any ceilings, any containers, any limits that keep us from seeing the new possibilities. It's like our eyes have been trained on certain people or certain ways of thinking, if only they would. And so we're dissolving these lids so we can open to like, there's just infinite possibilities. Anything resonating with this lid, ceiling, block, brick, compression is dissolving, dismantling, uncreating through all time and space and all realities where you exist. Anybody or anything related to these lids are also blessed and healed to their highest and best. Okay, and now we command to quantumly disentangle from people, places, scenes, and parallel nows that came up during this session. Everybody's energy is grounding, integrating, and stabilizing. We are separating from the group consciousness, separating from each other. You are centered on your highest timeline, centered in love, releasing everything in opposition to that. Dissolving, dissolving, releasing anybody's energy that's not yours. Calling back your own energy to you. Okay. So let's just do a quick check-in for the group. We had checked for the universal timeline. That was a 4 out of 10. Now for this group, is it more than, did we go up any amount? Yes, is it a 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8? Is it a 9? No, 8 out of 10. That's good. Way to go. Okay, so I'm happy to stick around. That was like our hour. If anybody wants to stick around, ask questions or comments or thoughts or anything else, I'm here. And if you want to go, that's all good too.